Hi, this is JD and I'm here with Joystock. If you have been wearing glasses for years, it can be surprising to discover that you perceive the world thanks to a giant company. Spectacles are unusual things. It is hard to think of another object in our society which is both a medical device that you do not want and a fashion accessory which you do. The US dollar 100 billion eyewear industry is built on feelings. During the 20th century, the eyewear business worked hard to transform a physical deficiency into a statement of style. The wall displays in even a small local optician holds several hundred frames, metal, acetate, and rimless, while posters advertise a range of lenses with sciencey sounding properties, freeform, photofusion, reflex vision, and names so bland they are hard to remember even when you are looking straight at them. But what we see masks the underlying structure of the global eyewear business. The lenses and frames in my glasses and yours too, most likely, are made by Essilor Luxottica, SA. Before I continue, as usual, I request you to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell icon to keep in touch and keep a tab on my future episodes. Please also like or dislike and put in your valuable comments. Do share my content if you like them. Leonardo da Vecchio is the patron, legend, and haunting spirit of the global eyewear business. His father died before he was born. His mother was poor and he was raised in an orphanage in wartime Milan, where he went out to work as a metal engraver at the age of 14. In 1961, Del Vecchio opened a workshop in the town of Agordo in the Dolomite Mountains. He was 25 and starting out on his own. The valley around Agordo was emptying out because of the closure of a mine, and the town was giving away land to companies that were willing to move there. Del Vecchio asked for 3,000 square meters on the riverbank to build a factory to make parts for spectacles. He had a young family, and in time he built a house next door to the workshop so he could step from one to the other, starting his day at 3 a.m. Over the next half century, Del Vecchio grew his company, which was called Luxottica, into the world's greatest maker of glasses frames. In an industry that was traditionally fragmented and small scale, the totality of Del Vecchio's ambition took his rivals by surprise. He sought to control every element in the business, from the metal alloys of the hinges to the stores where eyewear is sold. Never assume that you have arrived or look at the world as your only point of reference, he liked to say. Since 1994, Del Vecchio has been Italy's highest individual taxpayer and the country's second richest man. A few years ago, people thought his career had run its course. But in January 2017, at the age of 81, Del Vecchio announced the greatest deal of his life, in which he also secured the final missing part of his frames, the lenses, when Luxottica agreed to merge with Essilor. He wants to do this merger, a former colleague said, thinking he will leave behind this great company that will last for 100 years. Essilor Luxottica SA is an Italian-French vertically integrated multinational corporation based in Paris and founded on 1st of October 2018 from the merger of the Italian Luxottica with the French Essilor. The group designs, produces, and markets ophthalmic lenses, optical equipment, and prescription glasses and sunglasses. The company has a portfolio of proprietary and licensed brands including Ray-Ban, Oakley, Michael Kors, Verilux, Chrysler, Eisen, Transitions, LensCrafters. The company has US 16.4 billion in revenues and US 72.4 billion capitalization. In a series of audacious takeover, Del Vecchio acquired brands and signed contracts with fashion houses Ray-Ban, Oakley, Persol, Armani, Ralph Lauren, Chanel, Vogue, Prada, Oliver Peoples, or high street outlets such as LensCrafters, the largest optical retailer in the US, or John Lewis Opticians in the UK, or Sunglass Hut are either owned by Luxottica or run by them. He built factories in China, acquired vision insurance schemes in the US, and retail chains on the four continents. Essilor, on the other hand, has busied itself in the invisible parts, acquiring lens manufacturers, instrument makers, prescription labs where glasses are put together, and the science of sight itself. The company has more than 8,000 patents and funds university ophthalmology chairs around the world. In deals that really make the business pages, Essilor brought up Belgian optical laboratories, Chinese resin manufacturers, Israeli instrument makers, and British e-commerce websites. Essilor Luxottica currently has around 45% of the prescription lenses market and 25% of the frames. The entity sells close to 1 billion pairs of lenses and frames every year and have a workforce of more than 151,017 people. Essilor Luxottica intends to dominate what its executives call the visual experience for decades to come. When you or I walk into a LensCrafters or a Sunglass Hut or a David Clulo or an Oticas Carol, which has 950 branches in Brazil, or a Zuelian Glasses in Shanghai, or a Ming Long store in Hong Kong, around 80% of the products on display will be made by Essilor Luxottica. Having its own designers, engineers, factories, supply depots, and retail outlets, Essilor Luxottica currently boasts of supplying between 300,000 and 400,000 stores around the world and contracts with a further 100,000 or more opticians around the world. That is all for today. Thank you and goodbye for now. See you in my next episode.